guys, hi, welcome to Pick on a Dime with Sha, yet another episode. I've missed you guys so much. I was in the middle of editing. Literally, the reason I have my laptop here is because I was in the middle of editing this video and then I realized it was missing the introduction. I have had such a long day. I am so tired, but I had to give you guys an introduction. So again, welcome to Pick on a Dime with Sha. Yet another episode. We are talking about moving. Yes, this is a continuation, guys. We are talking about house hunting in Toronto, and we are talking about house hunting in Toronto, and guys, as I told you before, house hunting is way more difficult than even job hunting, and I'm not even joking. So you are going to get right into it, but before we do, have you subscribed, have you liked, have you shared with your friends? And again, thank you so much for being here. So much love, guys. So guys, without further ado, we were looking, speaking in past tense, we were looking for a bigger house. I already showed you guys the house that we moved into the moment we came to Toronto. The one bedroom. It was a lovely, cozy, tiny little place. Loved it so much, but because of God's blessings and his mercies that are never ending, our family has grown in tens of folds. How would you name it? 10 folds. So we had to get a bigger place, guys. And
football team.
God, it's now a football team, yeah. So we had to get a much bigger house. So the main idea was actually to get a house, like a main house, or here they call it, what do they call it? Here they call it a townhouse. So that was the whole idea, to get a townhouse. We wanted more rooms, we wanted more space, not necessarily for all of us to live together, but also because we wanted to be able to host our families once they got here and give them some time, some ample time to get on their feet before they could also start their own lives. Like, you know, guys, when you're the first person to go somewhere, it's up to you, it's your responsibility to make it smoother and easier for the people that follow, right? So that was the whole idea. So we went all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, so excited to get a bigger house, to get a nicer place, to be able to host our family. Guys, when I tell you, we had no idea what we had in store. So we thought, now that we had been here for a few months, we were the first house we got it while we were out of the country. We were back at home. We were back in Kenya when we got our first place. So we thought, now that we are finally and actually in Toronto, it should be so much easier to get a place, right? Like, guys from back home, from back in Kenya, you guys know how easy it is to get a house back at home. All you have to do is have the money, have the first month and last month's rent, right? And you walk into a place and you're like, I like this one. Unless the landlord is biased, we should be able to get it so easily. So that's the train of thought we had. We knew it would be a bit tougher, but we were so confident that we had all the paperwork, we had all the documents, we had been saving up and all these things. So we thought this was going to make it so much easier for us. So long story short, shocker was on us, because by the end of the first day, just the first day house hunting, we had to sit down and reevaluate the whole plan. So I'm going to give you guys a rough idea of what we were looking for going into the market. First of all, we said we wanted a main house, so we were looking for, say, a minimum of 3 bedrooms and a minimum of 2 bathrooms. We were looking for spacious place. We wanted a good location because we wanted them to be able to learn the place very fast, be able to take care of themselves very fast, and not have to struggle too much.
Accessibility. Yeah,
we were looking exactly for accessibility, and we wanted to make sure we were, where it's going on. We didn't want to bring guys and take them way back.
Canada.
Yeah. So we were really thrilled because our first few months we lived close enough to downtown. So we actually wanted to move closer to downtown, right? And to also introduce that fancy lifestyle for our families, because we're strong believers in being the pace setters. If you give them a good beginning, they will have to keep up with that good beginning up to the very end. But if you give them a scanty, like a shaky one, that's what they will follow. So we were looking for a nice place. Long story short, guys, we put our papers together. If you have not seen my video where I'm telling you what you need for you to be able to look for a house in Canada, please go back and click on it. You will see all the documents that you need. I have listed all of them. So knowing this, we had put down all our papers. We had our documents. We had our bank statement. We had been working for a couple of months now. So we had our letters, our reference letters from work. We had our savings. We had what
credit
else?
score report.
Our credit scores were really good. We had been careful with our credit scores, so they were good. We had our 2 pay slips, right? We had 2 pay slips. We
Current, 2 last.
Yeah, 2 last pay slips. We also put in our CVs. Actually, lately they actually ask for CVs. What else? What else did we have? And we had a good realtor.
And we were willing to put, like, let's say the last 3 months for rent.
Yeah, we were willing to put, like, to be competitive enough, we were willing to offer more than 2 months rent. We were willing to offer up to 3 or 4, 5 months rent for us to be competitive. And to crown it all, we had a really good realtor, the same one who had helped us get the first place. So we went in, we were so excited, we were sure we were going to get a good place. So our very first viewing flopped. So the first thing that realtor does is he sends you a lot of listings for you to decide the ones that you want. So we were like, now that we have the advantage, we actually get to choose the kind of house we want. So we chose all the best ones, decided to go for a viewing. Our very first viewing flopped. We arrived at the destination with our realtor. The guy didn't open the house for us to view it. Kept making phone calls left, right, and center. No one picked up. The next thing we knew, the following day, the house had already been rented out. Can you imagine that? And we were supposed to be amongst the competitors for that house. So that was the first red flag.
The house had gone.
The house had already gone. That was our very first red flag. We were like, wow, we need to reevaluate all this. So we made peace with that one. We already lost that one. So the realtor was like, now that you guys are already here, we already booked time, we already set our schedules and everything, the best thing we can do is look for the nearest any nearby vacant house for you guys to look at and have an idea of what you're looking for and if it is within the range of what you want. So this video, or where this video was supposed to begin, is me showing you guys the very first house we actually got to look at after the original listing flopped, right? So it is right in the neighborhood. So I'm going to show you that house. Keep in mind the things we said we are looking for, and also on that same list we also of course wanted something modern. We like something modern, something clean cut, you know, something presentable. So keep all those things in mind as we go and look at the very first house that we saw. I'm going to keep giving you details on what happened until we eventually land on the last one. So guys, stay tuned, and again, thank you for being here. Remember to subscribe, remember to like. So guys, this was the first viewing, and as you can see, it is a house. I must admit I was taken aback from the entrance. As you can see, looking at it, it doesn't look very modern. Let's go with modern.
Appealing.
Yeah, I would also say appealing, but I was like, you know what, we've already missed the first one, let's see what this one has to offer. It's actually really big.
Yeah, it's a lot of space.
Yeah, I like all these
Big
lights.
windows, no big windows.
Is it okay if I take a short
Yeah, take
video?
a video and everything.
Okay, because we also need to share it with.
And I think for more people, it
Yeah.
will make sense also.
I think.
You will have backyard. See the depth of the backyard.
Oh!
Wow, it is so big. It even has a dog house.
Yeah, you can have dogs.
You can have a really huge dog.
We can even play soccer here.
Yeah, this is so nice. The kitchen,
Separate kitchen.
Yeah.
but the kitchen is a bit small though.
Kitchen is small. No space.
But it has a lot of drawers.
That is in my.
Oh, it's a coat closet.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the basement.
Yeah, that's the separate entrance to the backyard and then separate entrance to the basement.
And it comes inclusive of the basement,
Yes,
right?
correct. Full house.
It's really dark in here.
What's the half bathroom?
Come see the basement. It is huge. It is a whole other house.
Basement.
The basement is huge. Look, it is a whole other house. You see, now this is the Sachin. This is the kind of basement we were looking for.
Sorry?
This is the kind of basement we are looking for.
Okay.
Exactly like this one. It is a perfect basement. Sindio. And it even has such a big closet. It has a den.
Also half bathroom is
This basement is huge. It has so many possibilities.
Good. Very good. I mean, you can.
Is this a washer and dryer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is my favorite part of this house. The basement.
Okay.
How many bedrooms did you count up here?
3.
Where is the ensuite, the primary?
But it's not in suit.
It's not.
Yeah.
The second one is also upstairs. Let's look more carefully.
Upstairs?
This second bathroom.
No, I think it's the one in glass, right? That's what it was.
This is on the floor.
Here's the first bathroom. This bathroom is nice.
So wanasema 1.5 wanamaanisha I don't know what they mean.
It means it doesn't have a bathtub. So this is the first one. Where's the other bathroom?
Hakuna nitafuta. Sasa tulikuwa tunafika upstairs.
Kuna upstairs.
Hakuna.
So it only has one bathroom.
Yeah, but I assume they say 1+1, but I didn't see any.
Maybe they meant, but even downstairs there's no bathroom. I think that's a really tricky part. Sindio?
Yeah.
So guys, that was house number 1. As you can see, it was a huge house, and that was one of the best things about it, the fact that it was so big. And we also loved the fact that it was within our budget. It had such a huge basement. There were lots of rooms, lots of storage space, lovely suburban neighborhood, huge front and backyard, and it looked like it had lots and lots of potential. But we also noticed it was more of a fixer-upper, not the kind of house you just move into. It's the kind of house that you actually buy, or more of buy than rent, and then you fix it up as you go. And also the fact that for such a big house there was only one bathroom, that was a really big turn off. So for this, among other reasons, we could not even consider this house, but it was a really good one. And looking back, or thinking back to it, even the location wasn't so bad, because it was also close to the TTC. And you could easily get access to a vehicle or to a bus, so it wasn't really bad. It's just that at that point, that was not what we were looking for, and we really did think we could get something better. And the biggest and absolute hugest takeaway was the fact that it was not even half as modern as we were looking for. One of the biggest reasons we couldn't take it stood to be the fact that we really did want a modern house, and this was not even close to being modern. So we had to pass on this one, or yeah, we didn't really consider it as much. So let's go see house number 2. So, rather disappointed and beginning to understand that this will not be half as easy as we expected it to be, we came across something interesting. I thought this setup was really interesting. I actually looked for her on Instagram. Guys, go look for her, you'll find her. It was the most interesting thing I saw that day. And it was a nice break from all the thoughts that were going through our minds on that day. And yeah, maybe I did tell a secret, maybe not. That's up to you to find out. Anywho, we were disappointed. We decided to go get a meal, get something warm, regroup, rethink our strategy. And after a meal and after a talk, after resting, we dived back. And guys, let's go and see house number 2. So, house number 2, guys. Let's see what was good about it. First of all, we loved that it was a couple of floors high. That was good. Came with a good view. You could see the CN Tower from very far away. A tiny dot or speck of the CN Tower, that is. It was spacious. It had 3 bedrooms. It had a den. It had a walk-in closet in the master en suite. Yeah, the master bedroom was en suite. It had 2 4-piece bathrooms. The closet was huge. It was a walk-in closet. It was also modern-ish, I guess, compared to the one that we were just from seeing. But you could also tell that it was still undergoing renovations. You could tell they were still doing a lot of work in the kitchen. And yeah, it was a really nice space. I really liked it. Yeah, I think that was the biggest takeaway from it, the fact that it was so big and so spacious, and it was a step up from the one that we had just seen. So we did consider this one, and I must have admit that I was a bit biased because my biggest takeaway from this one was the master en suite. It was just beautiful. I just loved it. So the reasons we didn't like it as much was the fact that the building itself was rather old despite the renovations. The mix of traditional and modern didn't quite look like it worked. And also the realtor in charge of this particular house, because when we came to see it, we didn't have our realtor with us. So we had to meet up with a different realtor to see the house. He was really unpleasant. And I am talking really, really unpleasant. And I don't know, that just kills your morale even for the house, even before realizing if you can take it or not. And also the fact that it was a distance from downtown, a distance from amenities, from the normal necessities. We felt this would become a problem long term. And the bus, much as there was a station a couple of yards away, it also took, like, you could tell the schedule of the bus was not so good. Like, if you missed one, you'd have to wait like an hour before getting the next one. And again, like I said, it was so far away from downtown. So we decided to not even put in an offer for this one, but mostly because the realtor was so unpleasant. We were not sure we wanted to deal with someone like that. But the house itself was really nice, as you can tell from this video. Now this one, house number 3. Guys, welcome to house number 3. As you could see it from the entrance, even from the concierge, this house is beautiful. Even from the very beginning, as you're waiting to see the actual house, the atmosphere just at the reception is beautiful. It is so modern. Coming in, it looks like one of these fancy restaurants. It was just appealing coming in, but again, you just don't want something that is appealing, you want something that is functional. So we went in. Going in, the management was so welcoming. Can you imagine coming from dealing with a very unpleasant realtor to such a welcoming management? It was just a breath of fresh air. And so we loved the fact that the building itself was so modern. It was also right in the middle of town, like it was smack in the mid of midtown, in the middle of all the necessities we could possibly want. Every single thing, like all the shops, all the necessities were just steps away from this building. We really loved that about it. Also, it was minutes walk to my office or to our place of work, which outright means that you're going to save up on having to use transport every other day, either on fuel or on the TTC or the public transport. You're also going to save a lot of time because you get to sleep in and wake up whenever you need to. That was just a good thing outright from the very get-go. And then getting into the house itself, it had 2 baths exactly as we wanted. It had a master en suite. It had a walk-in closet, not as big as the other one, but it did have a walk-in closet. The view was beautiful, and again, it was just aesthetically pleasing. I mean, just looking at it, you could tell this is a modern house. It is a clean house. And as if that was not enough, the amenities that came with the building, it came with a pool, it came with a gym, it came with a yoga room, it came with a steam room. It was just beautiful. So the downside of this house was that it was above our budget, but the move-in date was also perfect. So we had to think about it, consider it, and decide which of the 3 houses worked best for us. So guys, remember to stay tuned. Please come back to watch the next video as I show you the house that we decided on amongst these 3. You can go ahead and comment on the comment section. Let us know which one you think which was, and yeah, we can move in together. Thank you for joining us in this journey, and thank you for being here. Nothing but love. Mwah, mwah.